Okay, here we go. Sister Wives Sunday night comes on at 11 p.m. for us. I'm so tired. It's actually midnight, which means it's really 1 a.m. because daylight savings just ended. So we have our wine, yes, at midnight. Cory's all snuggled up in his little Christmas blanket. We spent a full day rearranging the house, taking down Thanksgiving, putting up Christmas. Now we're enjoying the wine and hanging out extra late just because everybody liked our wine down Sister Wives video last week. So here we go. Okay, this is season 20, episode 6. We are not brother husbands, which is funny because not everybody uses the terminology brother husband. But 25 years ago, when Cory and I got married, he really started calling my ex-husband brother husband. And it's just kind of stuck around. What?
Just pissed him off.
It did piss him off pretty bad. So we have just been going with brother husband. So many people use the term. Let's see what happens on this episode. Okay, how can these two people even get on television and even talk like they're serious? Because, oh my God, Cody's like, Robin's all, I've heard that Janelle and Christine Janelle and Mary don't think we're going to be fair. If I have anything to say about this, it's going to be fair. Just like the last, 16 years of their marriage has been fair.
Made everything fair for
Yeah,
them.
made everything fair. And then Cody's like, they just want more. As he sits in a gluttonous $2.2 million home off the backs of the other wives. I don't know, these guys can't be this tone deaf. There's just no way that they can really be this dumb. They either have to be so fucking ignorant. What are they thinking? Okay, all the wives are talking about keeping score. In polygamy, this is so common. Every single girl does it. Every single woman does it. Because things are so unfair 99% of the time. And so Mary talks about keeping score. Janelle says she didn't really keep score, but she started to notice when things were really uneven, time-wise and stuff like that. But it's very common. A lot of women will actually keep calendars so they can mark how many weekends they get, because most of the time you'll find that the husbands might rotate fairly during the week, but then the weekend is always saved for one particular wife or one particular set of kids. And so that's where a lot of the unfairness comes in. Okay, Cody laughed entirely way too much when he said about the wrong girl's name, wrong woman's name. I kind of think he had way better sex with Janelle than he ever did with Robin. So mid-sex with Robin, he might say Janelle's name because I really don't think Robin's that great in bed, but I'm kind of wondering if Janelle is. I mean, I don't want to find out personally for sure, but yeah, I might have to drink a lot more than just wine tonight. Okay, so much going on already. So when Christine says she would confide in Robin and then Robin would tell Cody and she would get in trouble, this is very common with polygamous wives because you're always in trouble for something. And it's like you're just another child to your husband because you're an object to be owned, first of all. And then he was like a parent to you. And so I think it stirs up a lot of frustration when I hear Christine say, and then I would get in trouble because you're always in trouble by your husband. He's always going to dictate over you what's acceptable and what's not acceptable.
And if he gets in trouble by a wife, he just leaves and goes to another wife. So
very true. He gets in trouble by a wife, he just leaves and goes to another wife's house. So he doesn't get in trouble by wives very often, but the wives are getting in constant trouble with their husbands. It's like, hello, you're not they treat him like they're their parent. I love how Robin says, I might have just been a naive fool and should have just stayed out of Christine and Cody's relationship. She's not naive and she's a fool, but she's not naive. She knew exactly what she was doing. This is what wives do to put slivers in other wives' relationships, because if he's upset with her, he'll come stay with you. So she's a liar when she says, I might have just been a naive fool. And then when they're talking about getting together for a reunion, and Robin says there's a lot of toxicity in this family. In every polygamous family I know has a lot of toxicity. Yeah, Cory says there's a lot of toxicity in that family, and their name is Robin. So she's just so full of crap when I watch her. It's like she lies so much to herself that she believes her own lies. It's insanity. Okay, the video conversation between Janelle, Mary, and Cody is really awkward, really uncomfortable. But the thing that I found really disturbing about it is that Janelle says, I live with kids and they don't tell funny jokes. And Cody's like, yeah, I live with kids too. They tell really funny jokes. But the kids that Janelle lives with are his grandchildren, and he doesn't bother. Now, it could be editing. We might not see the editing, but he doesn't even bother to say, oh, yeah, how are those children? How are my grandchildren doing? He doesn't bother to ask any of those types of questions. It's just, oh, yeah, I live with children, too. He's really awkward and uncomfortable the way he's just trying to brush everything off like, oh, we're all just best friends now. And I love the way that these women are just cold shouldering the shit out of him because that's what he deserves. He doesn't deserve a friendly, nice, oh, hey, how you doing? Because he's screwing these women over and he knows it, but he's acting like they're trying to screw him over. And it's so frustrating to watch him. But I think the thing I found the most frustrating is he doesn't even bother to ask about his grandchildren because, quite frankly, he probably doesn't care. He really probably doesn't give a shit how those kids are doing. Probably doesn't even know Maddie was having another baby, nothing until he sees this season come out. So it's pretty disgusting behavior if you ask me. Don't act like things are all rosy and cheery and unicorns and rainbows when you've abandoned 99% of your family. And then Robin's like, do I need to be on the call? Oh, I don't need to be on the call? Great, because it'll be awkward and uncomfortable for me. No, woman, you already blew up this entire family. I don't think you need to actually be on any more phone calls from here on out because you already did your job and the family is now completely fallen apart. Good job. Oh my God. Okay, wine is so not strong enough of a drink to have for this conversation. His daughter lives in David's house and he should have the right to discriminate against David. Oh, why don't we call Preston Jessup and see how he thinks about that? Since his children live in Cody Brown's house and he should have the right to discriminate against Cody Brown. You dumbass. He's so stupid. And then he should have the right to say, no, he shouldn't. He took another man's children and renamed them and adopted them and bullied that man out of their lives. And now all of a sudden he thinks he needs a level of fairity with a new guy in Christine's life. Shut the fuck up, Cody Brown. God, this guy's an idiot.
I should have a choice in who she marries. I should discriminate against her choice in men. Yep, you're one of them. Never mind.
Yeah, he should discriminate against himself right there. And the facial expressions this guy makes, he has got to be high on crack. Like, he does not seem like he's normal. I mean, I know I am 3 glasses of wine in right now. Well, not quite 3. I mean, there's a little bit left. But still, come on. This guy is past ridiculous. The guy has zero wherewithal to even know how to judge another person when he's so far out there. So we're going to have to make a part 2 because we're like 20 minutes into this episode and I'm already out of time on this part. So you have to look up part 2. So this will be part 1. Okay. Sister Wives live recap, season 20, episode 6. Brother Husbands. Yeah, this is going to be part.
Brother husbands.
Oh, we're not brother husbands. This is part 2. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, you can go to my profile and see part 1. Cody obviously has a new word of the day, and it's discriminate. Yeah, this whole episode so far is just what the hell. Cory said he's been doing it his whole life. He's pro at discrimination. The man is well versed in self-righteousness. Okay, Christine, I don't understand what she's saying right here when she's like, yeah, you and Cody should be friends. You guys would be good friends. He's a good guy. No, a man who abandons 3 wives and 13 children is not a good guy. A man who financially tries to destroy these women is not a good guy. This man has an endless rap sheet of the reasons why he's not a good guy. Can he be nice? Can he be lighthearted? Can he be funny sometimes? Sure. Can you have fun with him sometimes? Sure. But that doesn't make him a nice guy. These guys are not nice guys that abandon these children and these wives. Tell me what's nice about that. And then I love David's response when he's like, no, just because I hang out with him like that doesn't mean I condone his actions. Yeah, he's not a good father. He's not a good husband. How the hell does Christine get on TV? This is the first time I've seen this scene. And how the hell does she get on TV and say he's a good guy? What the hell is wrong with her?
I think that there's a reason why, and that's because Cody even said it there. He should be able to get to know David, and if his daughter's living in there, it's probably for legal reasons.
Oh.
Hey, you guys need to get together and see it, so Cody can not showing that it's a stable house,
Right.
so that there's no issue with the 50-50 custody.
Yeah,
even
because
though he
now
doesn't-
all of a sudden he wants custody of Truly. He
Even
doesn't
though-
give a shit about
Yeah.
Truly. Yeah, this whole conversation, that really bothered me. That's the first time people have been coming into my comment section saying something about Cody being a nice guy, and I didn't understand what they were saying. This is probably the scene, and now I'm kind of understanding why people are saying that, making fun of her, or even being angry about it. It makes me angry because I know way too many not nice guys that abandon wives and children. Okay, Cody says that the term brother husband is just a joke, whatever. Most of these wives don't even want one husband. No, dude, they just didn't want you as a husband because you were a dick. That's why. And so that's what's so frustrating is, I mean, I wonder, like, he acts like he doesn't even remember Preston Jessup. Like, he's the guy who came in and took that guy's kids. And so it is a silly term that a lot of polygamists use. A lot of polygamous wives don't necessarily not want a husband. They just don't want a husband like Cody Brown.
Well, and to be honest with you, I would say 50 to 80% of polygamous women have multiple husbands. They just only have them one at a time.
And this is very true. And here's the sad part about it. Most of them get divorced. They go back to church, marry another guy, and then they all go to church together. Because, you know, they say in polygamy that they're a bunch of wife swappers because one wife's been married to 2 or 3 different guys in the same church. This is extremely, extremely true. A lot of people, that's not true. You know, they joke about it, but it's not true. It's very true.
They're married up.
Yes, every guy in there, a woman is constantly trying to marry up so she can get a higher place in God's kingdom. And if you fail, then she's going to go marry somebody else. This is why it's very plausible that Cody Brown and Robin Brown would get divorced and she would go back into the AUB and she would marry up higher than what Cody Brown could give her. Women do this all the time. It's very common.
Here's polygamous math. Polygamous math 101. A man gets 3 wives, he gets a kingdom in heaven. A woman gets 3 husbands, she gets potential of 3 kingdoms in heaven. 3 resorts. So it's good. It's a good deal.
She can. That's not really true, but it's funny. Okay, they're talking about Coyote Pass, and Madison asks her mom, what about the money that you put into Robin's house? And everyone's been asking about that. And I've done mortgages for 25 years. I've even said if Janelle gave them that money, they had to be given as a legal gift. There's with no expectations or no to get that money back at all. And she would have had to sign legal documents stating that she was giving that to them as a gift. She wouldn't have been able to just say, oh, here, I'm borrowing you X amount of dollars to buy this house. Now, the only reason she'd ever really slightly, in my opinion, have a legal chance in court is because then Robin got on international television and said that the family belonged to, or the house belonged to the entire family and that it was an asset for all of them. And was very clear on television that it was a family asset that they were all entitled to. That would be Janelle's like only recourse. Other than that, she doesn't really have any financial recourse because she would have had to sign a legal document stating that this was a gift that she had zero expectations of being paid back on.
She should have put herself on title.
And she should have put herself on title. And again, this is where it gets so frustrating, especially working in the real estate industry, knowing what these women are doing to themselves legally. And most of the time they have no idea what they're doing. And they're just trusting that their husband's going to do what's best for the family. And he is doing what's best for what he considers the family. Janelle is no longer considered his family, so he doesn't care about her. He doesn't want to treat her fairly. The only person he cares about treating fairly now is Robin.
And
That's
himself.
it. And himself. And so then he gets on there and says, oh yeah, I settled that debt with Janelle, back in January. Well, Janelle's never said anything about that. So I feel like it's just one more
Hearsay.
way that Cody Brown lies on TV about, oh no, I made this totally fair. It's totally fine. But I've had a lot of people come into my comment sections and ask me about that. She doesn't really have any legal recourse to get that money back, other than it was stated on national television. So a judge might
She needs to talk to lawyers.
But property rights, that's why property rights are in the very First Amendment of the Constitution, because they're so held with such a huge level of sacredness almost in our country. Personal property rights. No judge really wants to mess with personal property rights. And when you sign away your life like that and you agree that you never expect to get paid back, expect to never get paid back.
Yep.
Okay, Sister Wives, season 20, episode 6. We're not brother husbands. This is part 3. Oh my gosh. Couple glasses of wine in. It is literally 1 a.m. It is daylight savings, so it's really 2 a.m. I don't know how the hell I'm still up this late. I never stay up this late, but okay, we're on part 3. This episode just gets more and more ridiculous. I literally want to throw something at the TV at this guy. He's just so beyond dumb. But here we go. Also, if I hear Robin Brown say one more freaking time, I'm just shy. Girl, we've never watched Sister Wives. We're on season 4 right now. She's not shy. She loves to get in there and that she's a know-it-all and she knows everything about polygamy and blah, blah, blah. This is how it goes. 4 seasons in, she's not shy. Yet she keeps running this damn narrative and I don't understand why. What does it benefit her to do that? I'm just shy. Okay, my husband's over here chuckling because Cody got a really special painting done by a friend of his in high school. And it's we've all seen the painting. It's ridiculous. And then he asks Robin, I need an extra hand in here. Ah, dang it, it's an inch short. Of course, my husband's over here giggling like a little schoolgirl. Oh, is it? I'll bet you've heard that one. That's what she said. That's what she said comment. And he's not as many glasses. Are you even any wine in? I'm almost 3 glasses in. I don't think he's any wine in. Okay. Cody's getting emails, people wanting to be a sister wife, and who doesn't like a little bit of attention? Oh God, Cody Brown, we all know you love a lot of attention. And then Robin's like, that's not proper. That's not the proper way to do it. You got to go through at least one sister wife. Sorry, Mary. This is where Robin used you to get into the family, to get close to Cody. Robin used Mary, I personally think, because she thought Mary was an easier target than any of the other wives were. And so she took advantage of Mary. Mary was probably in a bad place with Cody, it seems like, at the time. And Robin went, oh, there's a good, easy target. So that is very true. You need to have at least a sister wife on board before you start dating their husband. Like, it's just like, hello, doesn't that seem like common knowledge that you'd want to have one of the sister wives like you before you start dating their husband?
But I think, to be honest with you, I think Cody was, because if the storyline is correct, he saw her in church, and I think he used Mary to go and date
Very
Robin.
true.
So I don't think Robin
I think they
probably
both
did
did.
too. I think they both did, but I put a lot of the blame on Cody manipulating Mary to bring Robin into the family.
I wonder if Mary ever looks back on that kind of stuff and just kicks her own ass. Okay, clearly trouble in paradise. Now he's telling her about this email because he feels guilt. And he's like, he wishes he would have let her read it because she was his sweetheart. You can obviously tell there's trouble in paradise because, just take my word for it, it wasn't that bad of an email.
Inappropriate.
It's not that bad. I mean, she did ask me for sexual favors. She did want to, thrust her hips against me on the top seat of my convertible, but I said no. Mm-hmm. No, that convertible is made for Robin Brown only, not for any other girls. So he's like, I took her off that convertible idea. So, yeah. Trouble in paradise. He's obviously not being honest with Robin, and she's trying to sugarcoat it right now, but that's a fight after the cameras turn off. This stupid B word. Okay. Any young woman is going to see a married man, and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, he's stable. Cody Brown's been stable. We've read Christine's book. Come on, sister. He's not stable. He had rental houses after rental houses and had all of his wives living in a trailer where they could all hear each other having sex. That's not stability. And that's going to make some girls' egg drop because he's marriage material because he's already married. No, the average common girl does not look at a married man and go, oh my God, I want a piece of that. That looks sexy and attractive because he's marriage material because he's a dad. No, they don't do that. The average, maybe in polygamy in the AUB, they did that. But I never did. I never looked at another man and said, "Oh my God, you're so sexy. You're marriage material because you're already married." God, this woman. Well, I swear to God, do they like make up stupid shit and then they put it in a jar and they're like, "What dumb shit can we say this week?"
I think she's talking
So
about
fun.
he's stable now. She's created
Oh, now
him
that they've
to be stable.
financially screwed everyone
Yeah,
else over, they have
exactly.
financial stability.
Yeah. She has created
so
a
dumb.
stable man, and of course all the women are going to love him because he wasn't stable before. It was her doings that made it financial.
Better be careful, Robin Brown. You're about to doom yourself by creating this sexy, stable man by ripping off all of his other wives. Now other women are going to look at him and want, their eggs are just dropping. They're dropping by the dozens by every little girl that walks by Cody. Just their eggs just drop. What the hell? Okay, this is so ridiculous. People don't want to live plural marriage unless it's really for spiritual reasons. Most of the time, people don't want to live this lifestyle. It's just too hard. Now, I'm not saying everybody doesn't want to, but most people don't want to because it is really, really hard, especially when you tie in all the religious aspects to it. But I swear to God, this woman gets her rocks off by like having an affair out in open, out in public. Like it's in this conversation, I thought it was fully scripted, but it almost looks like it's turning Robin on. Like, look, we could bring another girl in. I'd get turned on showing that one up too, because I just showed the other three up. It's like, it's almost like it's a challenge for her or something. I think she might have some mental instability about this because it's like, oh wait, I could be in competition. She loves the competition part of it. Or something because she's not right in the head. She gets a little giddy. She gets a little excited. She gets a little bit like, this could be fun little challenge. Let's go for it. Cory asks me if I'm questioning Robin's righteousness. Absolutely I am. She's not doing this for spiritual reasons. She's doing this because she gets her rocks off by beating other women in competition for Cody Brown's attention. God, she should set her standard a little higher.
Those women need to come in and be good workers too. So.
Well, that's true too. I mean, she gets some worker bees. She gets free paychecks there. When you have two identities or entities, one is always going to outshine the other one. Yeah, I know. We're all watching David. He's outshining the shit out of you, Cody Brown. Okay, Jen says you should show up in flag sack and lick him on the face. And Cory's response is what?
You haven't had cold sores for 10 years. Go ahead and lick his face. Get some more cold sores on there.
Yes, cold sores are very common in polygamy. If one woman has them, they all have them.
I'm curious if the other three wives ever heard what Robin just said. I got you, babe. I got the other three wives are working really hard. I'm going to take care of you financially. I don't think the other three wives heard that.
Nope, but Robin sure put on some good tears for that conversation.
Not a tear dropped.
Not a tear drop.
Not a tear dropped.
Nope, nothing. Okay, we're done with the episode. We will give you guys our final thoughts. We're going to go dive deeper into more detail on our YouTube channel. If you want to come over and watch that, we'll get that up this week. The link is in my bio if you want to go to our YouTube channel, and we'll go more in depth when we're not on wine, and we'll go more with the doctrine and the belief systems behind why we were taught what we were taught growing up. Yeah, this episode is ridiculous. Cody and Robin are just ridiculous. And they end the scene with Cody and Robin, and he's like, can you live without polygamy forever? And I mean, you can tell he's gotten beat down by Robin. You can see it all over his face. And she goes, I'm fine. But if you've read Christine Brown's book, we all know what fine means. It means fouled up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. And it's just, yeah, they're not very happy. You can see that there's a lot going on there. I'll be really surprised if they make it much longer. But anyways, and I just think that I can predict the future way better when I've had 3 glasses of wine than I can when I'm on any wine. So have fun over there. If you want to see our full episode on YouTube, all of our social media links are in our bio. See you soon.